Hello, my name is Patrick Lloyd, and I will be the instructor for this General Chemistry 2 course, Chemistry 1200, the lecture as well as the lab. So welcome to the course. This is an initial video to get you started on the course. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to talk about the syllabus. So I'm just going to spend some time looking over the syllabus. Okay, you can access the syllabus. It's a document in Blackboard. So if you go to the lecture section of Blackboard and you look in course content, you'll find that the syllabus is the first document you see. Okay, so let me bring up the course syllabus. There we go. Okay, so again, my name is Patrick Lloyd. And I will be posting announcements to Blackboard that should get emailed to your Kingsborough email address or whichever one you have on file for Blackboard. If you do want to contact me, please don't do so through the Blackboard discussion boards or what we call the Alex messaging system. Right here, I have a few ways you can get in touch with me. So one is you can call or text or use any of the listed apps for my number there, 347-249-5676. I also have an email here, explodingchemistry@gmail.com. If you're going to email me, I prefer that it go to this one because I check it pretty regularly. We can also meet to discuss on Zoom. So I have a Zoom account. The meeting ID would be 761-534-4943, and then the password would be meet, all lowercase. Okay. I also have a YouTube page called Exploding Chemistry Patrick Lloyd. And so these are different ways you can get in touch with me. Okay. There will not be any live meetings for this particular course. This is an asynchronous course. It's online. If you do want to take a synchronous course that's in person, then get in touch with the Department of Physical Sciences. There are spots available in a couple of sections, okay? The phone number for the department is 718-368-5746, and Ms. Viola Evans is the contact person for that. I can meet office hours with you. Just text me or get in touch with me somehow. And again, the meeting ID is the same as I listed above and the same password. So we can just, set up a Zoom meeting. Okay, sometimes those are very helpful. If you are on campus during the week, I am on campus most days during the week. So just get in touch with me and you can meet with me in the office. That's where I'm at right now, in room S, which is a science building over by the water. 316, that's on the 3rd floor. So S building, sciences and arts, really. And then on the 3rd floor, very close to the bridge that connects to the M building. Okay. Yeah, so if you want to do that, just let me know. So what do you need for the course? Well, you need some sort of personal computer, laptop or a desktop. A tablet, smartphone. You do need to have high-speed internet access, so make sure you have that somehow. And I would recommend, having them all. Actually, it's good to have the phone to check for messages and stuff like that. Just for quick little glances at your grades and stuff like that. It's good to have the tablet sometimes because it's more mobile, but then also have some sort of computer so that you can do the real homework, and the exams. You want to do the exams on computer. Okay. And lab reports. I think the lab reports you have to do on a computer. So you need a browser. You're going to need what's called the course learning system, an e-textbook. Okay, so I'm going to go over that in details. Just for purposes of this course, just call it Alex. You need Alex. Okay, so how do I do the homework? Oh, you do it on Alex. How do I take the exams? I do it on Alex. How do we do the labs? It's on Alex. Everything is essentially on Alex. So that's what you want to have. It's ALEKS. I'm not going to go over what the acronym stands for, but it has to do with artificial intelligence. In any sense, in any way, the website for Alex is aleks.com. It's owned by McGraw-Hill, but they have their own website. You're going to need it. You want to get really the 360-day or 52-week access. It's a lot if this is your first chemistry course at Kingsborough, but we do use it actually for all, general chemistry 1 and 2. But you need that. The price, I'm sorry, there's a little mistake here. It says the price here is $88. It's actually $93. It went up this fall. And so it's correctly written over here. You can see right there. So it's incorrect there. It's actually 93. There we go. Okay. Let's see. There's a separate video that I've created that, and also later in the syllabus, there's a discussion of how to create the account. The textbook, the e-textbook, is called Chemistry, the 6th edition by Julia Burge, published by McGraw-Hill. It was originally a hard copy book. It's now an ebook and a hard copy book. The $93 that I'm suggesting you use to purchase the Alex, you have to buy the Alex, comes with the ebook. It's part of it. It does not give you, however, a hard copy. So if you do want to have a hard copy, part B here states that, there's different ways to get it. Okay. You don't have to have a hard copy, but I love having a hard copy myself. So the thing that I would say about it is that brand new textbooks are very expensive, but used textbooks are much cheaper. They lose their value once colleges move to later editions. So even though we're using the 6th edition, if you want a hard copy, the 5th edition would be perfectly fine, as would the 4th or even the 3rd. Those editions would be fine. And if you go to bookfinder.com, you can find earlier editions much more cheap. I'm not going to go over and show it to you, but you can take a look at it. Okay, so that's just if you want a physical copy of the textbook. If you just want the e-textbook, which comes with the Alex, right? So it's not a separate purchase, no problem, just use that. Of course, you may need a Zoom account if you want to meet with me on Zoom, okay? You'll need to have Alex, of course. This page shows some details on how to create an account, okay? It's just step by step. You go to alex.com, you select new student, sign up now. If you're not a new student, if you already have an account, just log into your account and then hit add new course, okay? So the information that you're going to need for this course is what's called the class code or course code. It's right there. It starts with a U and it ends with a Q. You can just copy and paste that over from the syllabus. Okay, that's what you need to tell the Alex that you're in my course and that you're going to be doing the work for this one. Okay. So here's some information you'll see on the screen with that, the dates and all of that stuff. Just make sure it's, set up properly. Again, if you already have an account, if you used it in Chem 11, you don't have to sign up as a new user or buy it again. As long as you did it within the last year. Just add a new course and then use that course code right there so you can hop on over. Okay. Let's see. That's what it says here if you took the course before. All right. If you're creating a new account, make sure you write down your login name and write down your password. Okay, gotta have that. And then here's one issue is that because it costs $93, sometimes it takes people a few days or a week or so to get money up to buy it. Because you'll probably need to use either a credit card or PayPal. It is available in the library, by the way, but it's a 30% markup there. But what there is what we call a financial aid access code, which allows you to use it for 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks, you got to pay. Okay. You got to buy it within 2 weeks. So that'll get you started. So you shouldn't be able to say, you don't want to say, look, I don't have the money right now, so I'm going to wait a week or two. Just use the financial aid code. So that's right here. So the code, this is what allows you to purchase it, but it's going to let you use it for 2 weeks. Really what it does is it just lets you use the first 2 weeks of your 52 weeks. So now you only have 50 weeks. So it's not giving you an extra 2 weeks. It's just giving you the first 2 for free. It's just giving you time to pay. What kind of software do you need? Well, you need, of course, you need Alex, obviously, you need Blackboard. And the lab reports are going to be done on Alex as well. If you want to communicate by email, you need an email program, and then Zoom again is just if you want to get in touch with me for office hours, which is fine. Okay, what are we going to learn in the course? Well, we're going to essentially base it on, it's in Alex, that's the learning system, but we're going to base it on the textbook, which is by Julia Burge. So we're going to cover, roughly 7 chapters in the second half of the textbook. So we'll start with chapter 14, which is kinetics. We're going to cover sections 1 through 7. Once we do that, we'll move on to chemical equilibrium and cover 6 sections and so forth and so on. So we'll go from, we're going to stroll through kinetics and then some acid-base equilibria, and then we'll get into electrochemistry and entropy and free energy and all of that. Okay. And then there's nuclear chemistry, or the nucleus, but that's extra credit. So that's up to you if you want to do it. We're not going to do organic chemistry. It's just not enough time in our shortened semester. You essentially have 2 weeks per chapter. Okay. So it's 2 weeks. Everything's got to be done for a chapter within 2 weeks. So within 2 weeks, so the beginning of the semester, you want to be done with 14. There's exam, homework, lab reports, all that kind of stuff, or labs, I should say. It's all got to be done within the time frame that's allotted. I'll show that to you in a moment. Okay. Each chapter has problems to help you develop problem-solving skills. That's in the e-book. That's in the e-textbook. It has these sample problems. Each section has sample problems, which you can go over to get more, understanding of what you're looking at. I have created a lot of videos for this course. So each chapter has videos. Some of them are pretty long. They're like 50 minutes, but they cover, a good portion of a chapter. If you do a YouTube search, Exploding Chemistry Patrick White, my site will pop up. You can just subscribe to it so that you get alerted when there's new ones. And each chapter, again, you have a bunch of videos there. Okay. So you click on that, you'll see a bunch of videos. You can just start watching the videos. Okay. Now, a little bit about the Alex homework problems, okay, and how they connect to the ebook. The terminology we're going to use for homework is that we have, instead of homework assignments, we have homework objectives. An objective is essentially an assignment. And an objective has several different types of problems, which we call topics. So there's topics are the individual types of problems, and then the objective is the assignment, okay? And if you take a look here, there's 10 to 20 topics here. Well, 16, 14, 17, 13. So more than 10, less than 20. Each chapter has those. What you do is you do problems on Alex. You just, solve the problems, okay? So what I would recommend you do is, you watch my video for the section or for the chapter, watch the videos for the chapter, then do the Alex problems. You can go back to the videos if you need to get help, and then you read the ebook, you read the e-textbook for that. So for example, chapter 14, kinetics, there's 16 topics. You're gonna watch some of the video to see how because mainly what I'm doing in these is I'm talking a little bit about the theory, but I'm also solving the Alex problems themselves. So if you watch those videos, they can help you to kind of how to approach these problems, okay? And there are due dates there. I don't list the due dates here anymore because it changes every semester. But the Alex has a calendar. And so if you check the calendar regularly, you'll be able to see what the due dates are. But be very careful. Generally, everything's due Sunday night at midnight. So make sure you allot your calendar. So, there's essentially a lab every week. Every Sunday, there's a lab due. The homeworks and the exams are generally due every 2 weeks. So the second Sunday and the fourth Sunday and the sixth Sunday and stuff. Okay. So you have a full 2 weeks. Keep in mind, sometimes there's holidays in those 2 weeks, but the deadlines, the due dates are going to be on Sundays every other week, except for the labs, which are every week. Okay. Each topic, each type of homework problem, right, does have a short explanation that you can look at under Alex. Okay. You can also look for more details on the textbook, in the textbook. You can reach out to me if you have any questions. You can get tutoring at the library. The library has tutoring, and so there's all kinds of ways to get help on this, okay? Now, here's some details about the grading. Essentially, each homework assignment or objective has, around 15 topics, right? So let's say that, for example, in chapter 14, there's 16 topics, and you end up completing 12 out of those 16. You're going to get credit for the 12 that you did. You just won't get credit for the 4 that you didn't complete, okay? So 12 out of 16, you get a 75 for chapter 14 for the homework, okay? There are what we call knowledge checks. So every once in a while, well, at the beginning, before you do any homework, and then every couple chapters, there's what's called a knowledge check. So take them seriously, do as well as you can. The knowledge checks will allow you to get, full credit for completing the topics. Okay, some details on how to do that there. The PI progress, this is another term out of ALEKS. Essentially, if you add up all the topics in chapter, in chapters 14 through 20, you've got 128 topics. So essentially, there's 128 types of problems you have to do. So the PI progress essentially just is a way to calculate how much credit you're getting overall. Okay, so let's say out of 96, out of 100, it's not 128, my apologies, it's 116. Out of 116, let's say you do 96, okay, you'll get 83%. So yeah, you can see I have a couple errors here because the numbers have changed. Okay, so I have 83% right there, okay. Exams. Again, look at the calendars under ALEKS for the due dates. There's going to be an exam for each of the first 6 chapters. So that's kinetics through electrochemistry. Okay. So 1 exam per chapter. It's essentially you have an hour to do the exam. Each exam has about 9 or 10 questions, and you're timed. You got to finish it on time. Okay. There are due dates, obviously. The exam dates are in the ALEKS calendar. They're no longer on the syllabus. Okay, so I apologize for these little typos, but they're getting fixed. But not the Blackboard calendar. Nothing, I'm not putting anything on Blackboard. I'm just doing announcements and posting little documents here and there like the syllabus, okay? For the calendar, look to ALEKS. It's going to have the due dates, okay? There are practice exams for each chapter that you can do before you take the exam to practice. They do not count towards your grade. Okay, it's just for practice. It's optional if you want to do them. The ebook is not available when you're taking the exam, but you do want to have a calculator with you, piece of paper or some paper, pad of paper, and some pencils so that you have everything you need. Okay, there is no separate final exam. Okay. In terms of the laboratories, this is again on ALEKS. There's 11 virtual labs. Okay, they all have due dates, 1 every week, essentially due Sunday at midnight. Okay, so those are in ALEKS. And then this is just the grading scheme for the course. Essentially, the 7 objectives, those homework assignments, they count up for 23.33% of your grade. The PI is about 47%. So how much out of the total you get done. So if you add those 2 together, that ends up being about 70%. 70% of your course grade is based on doing the homework. Okay. The exams add up to about 15% total. So the exams are not worth as much. They kind of can help your grade out a little bit, but mainly it's the homework. Okay. Lab reports, which are really the virtual labs. Let me just get rid of the report because you're not really submitting a report. The experiment is in total 15% of your course grade. Okay, so these numbers are here. You can use these to calculate your overall score. So you calculate each one, add them all together to get the total, and then you can look in this little scheme here to see what your final grade would be. Okay. There are optional problems in the ebook. Each chapter has end of chapter problems. These are all kind of picked to be similar to the ones that you're doing in the ALEKS. Those are optional, just for practice. And then here's some resources for distance learning, some Kingsborough, like for example, the IT, if you're having technical problems with Kingsborough stuff, accessibility, the tutoring center, you might want to get tutoring through them. Some policies, Alex support, this number right here, 800. That's a good number for Alex if you have technical problems with Alex. Okay. And then these are the learning outcomes for the course and for the program, major and all of that. And there we go. So there's our course syllabus. Okay. So the main thing you want to do at the beginning is, read over this syllabus and then get your account going with Alex. And then do what's called the initial knowledge check. It's going to run you through a couple tutorials on how to use the online calculator and how to enter in numbers and stuff like that. But the main thing you want to do is you want to get that account started on Alex and then do the tutorials, do the initial knowledge check, and then you're set, okay? Once you've got the initial knowledge check set, then it's going to let you start working on chapter 14 problems, okay? And then get going on the chapter 14, hit it hard early on. It's very predictable what this course is about. You're not going to be hit with surprise. Wait a minute, where did that come from? There's another exam? No. Every exam that I listed there, those 6 exams, that's what's, the due dates are all done. The homework assignments, those are all done. And then the virtual labs, it's all set up. You can essentially do this on your own, but I am here if you need help. And if you do feel like you want to come in for an on-site lecture, I am lecturing in this course on Fridays from 9, 10 a.m. till 12:30. So feel free to come in if you want to see a live lecture. If you want to reach out to me on Zoom and we can do a virtual visit and talk about it, I'll bring out an iPad and I can show you how to do problems, that kind of thing. We could do that. You can come to my office, S316. We'll make an appointment to get together. And make you succeed. We want you to succeed in this course, do well in it so that you can move on to the next stage in your academic and professional career. So I look forward to hearing from you. Feel free to reach out to me. I know it's a virtual course essentially, but I'm a real person. I'm here. So reach out to me if you have any questions. If you do text me or use WhatsApp or any of that, feel free, you can text me anytime, 24 hours, that's not a problem. If I don't respond, it's just because I'm sleeping or I'm busy, but I'll get back to you as soon as I'm available. But don't feel bad about texting at odd hours, okay? So great, good luck. And again, please reach out to me if you have any questions and, good luck.